But it's 100 times galaxy. Let's see if that works. Okay.
We are either alone in the universe, or we are both, or we are not.
I think we're not. Wait, no, we are. We are alone.
Also,
I think it's true.
One eternity later.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Harley. Hi guys.
Hi Vanya.
What are you guys debating?
Aliens are definitely real.
Okay. Your time starts. You have 2 minutes, and I'm gonna stop you. Ready?
Can I start my time on my watch?
Sure.
Alright.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so let's think about this. In the vastness of the universe, there are countless quintillions of planets. When you really think about it, there are more planets in the universe than sand on all the beaches in the world. So that's a lot. And when you crunch the numbers, I guess, I'm not much of a mathematician myself, but at least one of those planets besides ours has to have some form of life.
The probability that a planet has life somewhere in our universe is more than the probability of one not having.
I agree with that. And also, if life is able to develop on Earth and our conditions aren't necessarily great, we're a smaller planet, we have a relatively unstable oxygen atmosphere, our oceans are covered in water, it's not necessarily the best substance to drink. For at least oceans covered. What do you think?
Sorry, this should all be 1 minute. 1 minute.
No, okay. So anyways,
monster, guys.
somewhere out there's also planets that are better than us. They have stronger gravity. They have more natural resources. They have more random elements that could aid in biologic functions.
Not exactly random, but there are other planets that scientists have found very probable sources of life on, like phosphine on Venus, and then scientists recently found water on Mars, and then
That's Mars. It's not even a go.
Is that time?
20 seconds.
Alright, we got any more?
You can take away your. If you don't want to say anything more, you can add.
We have a
yeah,
Just make sure you have a claim.
aliens are real.
Yeah, aliens.
The opposing side mentions that it's probable.
Don't you need
that,
a claim?
Yeah, my claim is aliens do
No
not
comment.
exist.
Even though it's true,
And
that's
my claim stands true because the other side says it's probable. But have we found proof? We have not found proof. See, the Fermi paradox states that there are great filters that impede the progression of life. First, a planet must exist in a Goldilocks zone, and it must be of a habitable temperature. And you also must develop certain biological chemicals that can aid in life. You need mitochondria, you need nucleus, you need all of this stuff. All of this is so improbable that there's a better chance of me getting into Princeton.
You guys talk about statistics, well, I'll give you statistics. If we take statistics into account, there should be 6.25 billion life forms within the entire observable universe. Clearly, you haven't seen one, which is easily explained.
We haven't seen one.
By the
Where are the
paradox of
aliens?
great filters. Additionally, you need 6 major elements: carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur for many life forms to emerge. Not only is it incredibly hard for these substances to appear in the world and the universe, additionally it's hard for them to combine naturally. So therefore, is statistically impossible and logically impossible for aliens to exist within the universe.
Yeah, so 1 to 2% of planets are actually like having a sun and in the right area for it to be like in the Goldilocks zone. That is just so low of a probability that if you consider all the planets, it's just unlikely that they'll have life because of that. Oh, also like evolution, you need to understand that like life goes through a lot of stages, and to actually get to what we consider life, you need to have higher levels of organization. Like a cell is actually not living because all it is just following chemical instructions. To have something living, you need a combination of cells.
Go! So the opposing side argued that aliens would need to live on a planet in the Goldilocks zone and they would have to have all these conditions. But actually, if let's say it is possible for life to be completely different. They could like in the future this planet's getting hotter and a lot of people think like, oh, the human race is going to go extinct, but it's entirely possible that humans, they've evolved before, they can evolve again and be able to withstand hotter temperatures. So I don't think that's a valid argument because aliens, they might not be just like us. They could be composed of completely different structural materials like their bodies. So they might not even need oxygen to breathe. They could be breathing something entirely different. They could be able to withstand temperatures, and also the closest we've gotten to like a lot of the universe, the closest, like we just have like photos. We're not able to actually tell.
Back to the Fermi paradox. If there was proof of life, we would have received signals or communication, and we haven't received any of that from anything out of space.
Second of all, to rebut your previous point, you said that organisms on different planets that are aliens might not need the same resources that we do, such as like oxygen, but even the most resilient organisms on Earth, like archaea, bacteria living in like hydrothermal vents, they still need many of the resources found on Earth that are extremely hard to find on other planets, and we found very few of that. And considering the 1 to 2% of planets in the Goldilocks zone, it's just not feasible.
And to rebut your claim that water on planets can be connected to life, specifically on Mars, there's been studies that show that the analysis of water on Mars fails to account for the presence of perchlorates and other properties of water, which make it to conclude that microbial life